for women. It's mandatory. With the state in which the world finds itself right now, it's not optional anymore. It's a political stance. I feel that really women have been too busy with the image, the look, the beauty, the appearance. We've been made to believe that the most important aspect of our femininity is how we look and how we appear. And hands, Botox, and nails, and hair, and lips, and garment, and ring, and all this thing layered onto us, onto our body. It's completely the opposite of what sexual empowerment for a woman is. Because her beauty, it's her essence. And her essence is truth. And so the sexual awakening for women is the movement from inside out, throwing off all this shit we don't need any longer, and speaking the voice of truth as protector of life on the planet, as mothers of life. And instead, look what's happening while we are busy doing our facial at the beauty salon or at the shopping mall, busy deciding if my shoes should be red or blue or green. The world is in chaos. What's the masculine doing? Killing, pillaging, raping, abusing, profiting. What the fuck? While we are busy at the beauty salon, the unsupervised masculine is been making havoc on the planet. And for me, it's really obvious what's happening. Those men are still measuring the size of their dick. That's what's happening. Who is the richest man on the planet? Is always a man. The billionaire, the trillionaire, it's always a man. Who wants to go to Mars? Huh? A man. And conquer Mars. Conquering. Spending money to show each other who's got the biggest bank account. How many zero? How many fucking zero on your bank account? Let's count them. Who's got the biggest house, the biggest boat? Who's got the biggest country? Who's got the biggest missile? Who's got the biggest gun? Let's see who's the stronger. Let's see who's gonna win the war. When in reality we know there are no winners at war. Everybody's losing. Everybody, for generations to come. And if you'd ask a woman, she can tell you that immediately. But no one asks us, right? Because where are we? We are at the beauty salon, making ourselves pretty for the man of power. Because we've been educated all our life that the power, it's in the hand of the man. And we would do anything to get a little bit of crumbles of that power. For me, it's funny. That's why we wear high heels, to be a little bit taller and stretching on our tippy toes to meet and beg for a little crumble of this masculine power. Is this the power that we want? Is this power, actually, this measuring they cock out of insecurity? Is this power? Is this actually power? To me, this is just insecurity masked underneath the arrogance, masked by arrogance and aggressivity and abuse. Underneath there are little boys that they need the guidance of mommy. They need the guidance of some women with some sense, with wisdom, heart wisdom. They're actually so desiring it. But we don't see it. We don't pay attention because we are busy choosing what color should I do my nails, summer or winter, long or short. We've been educated to beg for this crumble of power from the man, and so how do we get power as women? Trading our sexuality, lying on the back and opening the legs. This guy is an asshole. Yeah, I know, but he's very rich. It's very important. He's a professor. It's a doctor. It's, you name it. Cryptocurrency mogul. Yeah, I know, it's a little bit of an arrogant asshole, but you know, he's got power. So what do? Just lay back and open your legs. And trade what you can, because of course power sometimes means survival. And we also, by paradox, train this man to be used to make love with women that have left the building. There's no one inside the body of woman. We are all on the outside, worrying about fixing the appearance, and no one is inside. And we've been trading this masculine power, we've been trading our sexuality to get some crumble of this revolting masculine power, when by paradox, our sexuality is our power. We don't need to trade it. We need to embody it. We need to relax into it. This is feminine power. It's our sexuality. And when I talk about sexuality, I'm not talking about orgasm. I'm not talking about the new empowered, enlightened sexual woman, multi-orgasmic. I'm not talking about chasing pleasure, because that's another masculine trait of accumulating values. When I talk about feminine sexuality, I'm talking about our body vibrating and undulating with the rhythm of the universe, with poise, with patience, with passionate compassion, putting pleasure, displeasure, that means harmonizing with reality, over profit. Harmony with this moment more important than accumulating money and power. We, the feminine power, is not about accumulation. It's about relaxation from inside out. And when we undulate with the power of reality, we don't doubt the truth that we know. It's arising in our human heart. And when our eroticism that begins in the belly, the gut feeling that we know when something is fishy, when something is not okay about this situation, when the proposal, it's so wonderful, it's so good, it's a no-brainer, right? There is no reason to say no to it, and yet the woman has a gut feeling that's like, something is fishy, everything makes such a good sense, it's almost too perfect, and I can feel there is something fishy, and we don't dare to say, I'm not playing this game, I'm out of it. Why? Just because it doesn't feel good. And we've been trained to be called stupid, too emotional. She's so emotional, she says no to something so attractive. And we have learned to override our gut feeling and say, but everything sounds so good. My guts are saying no. But come on. We bring it into the brain. Logically, things seems to make sense, like all the narrative we've been fed about politics, about business, about democracy. What the fuck? Everything makes sense in the brain, and in the guts is like, no. Just the way these men are talking about the future of our humanity doesn't feel fucking right. And if we trust that, and we let that infuse the heart of woman that is full of compassion, because wisdom is birthed out of compassion, to feel everybody, not just who stand with me, to put myself in everyone's body, in everyone's heart, to feel as humanity, to feel love in my heart as a member of humanity, knowing that without everybody, I mean nothing. And so everybody is included inside my heart, because the feminine eroticism has capacity to withhold intensity, and it doesn't require immediate ejaculation. This is, for me, is how the men do politics. When everything becomes too intense, let's throw a missile, let's throw a bomb, let's go and bomb someone, let's go and collapse a business, let's make a killing in my job today. Shooting bombs blindly out of the hips. We have this language, shooting from the hips. Men shouldn't do politics. This should be the realm of the feminine that has capacity to sit in the heart when it's uncomfortable. Because when women are birthing baby, it's not fun and easy. And even if it's a big orgasm, it's intense. Your body is cracking and you're asked to stay present with love. That's the heart of compassion. When it gets difficult, what do? Do you just leave the building, or you stay? Compassion. To be together with the passion of the body. And remember, the passion of the Christ is when he went to die. So living from compassion, it almost means like dying every moment to allow for reality to keep presenting itself without anticipating the outcome. The feminine can say, this doesn't work. And do you have a solution? No, I don't. But I'm not afraid to call out the problem. We don't have to fix it so quick. Let's first sit naming it. And then let's see what arises. This is feminine eroticism. This is the awakening of feminine sexuality, when the guts inform the heart and the heart relaxes in compassion, then truth starts to move out of the mouth. Speaking truth, the tongue speaking truth. How come so many women on this planet have thyroid problem? So many. And if you're one of those women, you know that when you go to the doctor, he will tell you, it's normal. Just take this tablet for the rest of your life. How many of you have asked themselves, what is it that I'm not talking about? What am I not saying? What am I not saying for fear to be called a difficult woman? Because difficult women are not attractive. Men don't like to be surrounded by difficult women that call out, especially men, onto their shit. So difficult women are not fuckable. And if a woman is not sexually desired, then what is she? This is the culture we live inside. It's so insidious. Patriarchy, like apartheid, they are really clever design. We are doing it without even noticing we are doing it. I have done it. as a woman on this planet. I have done it for the majority of my life. And now I cannot not speak it anymore, but I can feel it in the memory of my body every single time that I crooked and twist and made myself a little bit smaller, a little bit more contracted, to avoid speaking the truth that I knew was screaming from my belly. I knew I could see the whole scenario, and I pretended not to know so that the men around me wouldn't feel challenged. They wouldn't feel intimidated by my knowing. So I participated in making them believe that they had the power. So when they don't feel intimidated, they are more friendly. Because when men are intimidated, they become aggressive. Hello? Let's reminds you of any political picture in this moment? And we all know that being surrounded by men in their aggressivity, it's not easy, it's not nice, it's not simple. And so I have chosen many times. I've been grieving this many times. The majority of my life, I pretended not to know, to just keep the status quo easy, to keep it easy. But did I keep it easy? Did I make it easy for myself, actually? And for the women around me? I didn't. Now I have to do this self-check when I look back in all those times when I tried to keep it easy. I didn't make it easy for me, nor for my sister, nor for the women to have a voice that matter and to take some risk. So I'm willing now to take risk. I'm old enough to not needing a man to find me sexually attractive. I've done that journey, and I've done the illusion to find the prince that will sweep me off my feet, and the one and only. Now the one that is right now here, it's me in relation to existence. And I'm gonna have to answer to reality about the silence that I'm keeping. So sexual awakening for women should be now mandatory, not optional anymore, not something that the woo-hoo girlfriend are doing on the weekend. This should be mandatory for every woman in every household, to begin remembering that our beauty sits in the depth inside our being, not outside. And the more things you take from the outside and you put on your body, the harder will be to find your essence. It's like we pressing down on the body. And beauty is a state of an inner state of being that moves outward. This is your power. Every woman has this. And symbolically we know this because our sexual organs, the vagina, go inside. So the treasure, the pearls, the essence of our femininity, it's inside. There is nothing to be found on the outside. You are wasting your time with another set of bags. And then we buy so many bags and we fill them up, and this bag become this weight that is holding us to the ground, and we're moving on the planet dragging this heavy bag full of all the things that we believe make us who we are. And instead they're just taking away everything we are. Put the bag down, sister. You have everything you need inside. Your sexual awakening is not about technique. It's about the willingness to come home. Come home. Don't leave the building. Don't go to the beauty salon. Please, come back. come home. And it's also, I noticed, I've been working with women for 20 years, and I noticed that the women that they spend the most money and time at the beauty salon are the women that are struggling to feel anything and to have orgasm. And I'm not saying this as a judgment, I report this as a fact. And of course there is a connection there, because the more you think they need something on the outside, the more you're moving outside of you, and the more you feel you need, the more you're gonna need. You're gonna keep spinning like a headless chicken, and this is how patriarchy wants you to be. So that the man can roam the world, they can play Risiko and this war game completely unsupervised by the women that are busy spinning around their high heels. Do you see the picture? And you know, I do a lot of work with men, and the truth is that when I speak in total vulnerability with the man, they love the supervision of their lover. They love to be told what to do, because the mature men, the ones that are relaxed in their vulnerability, they all share with me that they don't know what the fuck is going on, and they really wish the women would guide them. They would just love to follow instruction out of love, to serve life, to protect the feminine, the women and the children. And instead, look what's happening. Civilians are bombed. But it's not even about we bombing the civilian. This is a war crime. I thought that was funny. War in itself, it's a crime against humanity. What do you mean you have war crime? You have subcategory for the abuse that we allow on the planet. Okay, until this about bombing men, it's fine, but bombing civilian, it's not okay. Bombing, it's not okay. The line should be drawn there. Why we keep producing armament? To stop a war actually is very simple. We just stop. We just stop. And people will say, oh, but we're losing all this money. Yeah, but if we come together, we don't need so much money. When community of humans come together, we have everything we need. That's the true essence of being human on the planet, is sharing love and celebrating life. And it feels to me that this chasing of the money has removed us from all of this celebration. No one celebrates anymore. And the billionaire is one alone at the top. Yeah, you can go to Mars, and what you're gonna do there? Actually, please, in fact, take all your friends, go to Mars and don't come back. We have a possibility of exploring the dimension of being human on the planet that is not competitive, but is inclusive and celebratory. I experienced this with COVID because I live in a small community of like-minded people. We were together. That's when we came together. There was no solitude. Yeah, we broke the rule. We broke many rules. We didn't care about the rule because our humanity was more important. The joy of our children was more important than what the law is telling me. This is what we need to do. Civilian disobedience. To see the joy on the face of our children, it was a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. We got our children to come together. We got together. Because our humanity was paramount, and not the fear to follow rules that are designed by a broken society. We live in a society that is designed to break the human being. Haven't you seen it yet? Sexual awakening for women is an antidote perhaps not the only one. There is also sexual awakening for men, and I'm also working with men towards that. I feel this is politics right now. It's not entertainment. It's not a funny story that we can talk about over dinner. I'm exploring my sexuality. No, we ought to explore our capacity to stay in the intensity of the truth and speak it and stand for it and die for it. Because life without truth is not living anyway. So the time for the women to contort under this apparent masculine power, which was never. Because for me, a man in his 70 that needs to hang out with a woman that could be his granddaughter, it's not a man of power. It's a very insecure man that can only be with someone 3 times his junior to feel secure, to not be intimidated. I feel sorry for this man. I don't think this is a man that has any power. I think this is a man that is really scared and completely insecure. And this shouldn't be the men that are running our country. Come on. Sure, this is a big rant. I don't want to lose the track because I am angry at what's happening, but I also see that this is a tremendous opportunity to wake up, because staying asleep is too fucking painful now. We can't allow it. We can't afford it. Humanity can't afford it anymore. And so the awakening of sexuality in the body of woman begins with little ondulation and gyration. So we stop leaving the body when the intensity meets our day, and sometimes the intensity is the confrontation with the man when you really need to say what you think, and you become scared by their reaction. Bring it in the body, and you can culture this fear as a power, as an erotic power. Fear and anger are covering what you want to live for. They are covering your, I'm short of words in English, your ethics. I'm afraid to live in a world that abuse women and children. Then the love for life, it's what's under the fear and under the anger. So we can use fear and anger to fuel the arising, the arousal of the sexual body that is gonna culture the heart, that is gonna start see, okay, what are the choices I need to make in my life, everyday life, to be pro-life. And and sometimes are little choices. We don't have to save the world. Start with your family, your little community, your relationship with your children, your work, your beloved. Start there. And then learning to speak this as a truth that bless who is listening. That it doesn't have to attack and cut and break everything. It can be a balm. That when a woman in her sexual power speaks, the wind stops. The ocean stands still. The whole of reality listen. It's a balm. It's gold. There are seeds for life, and where this truth lands, the land will be fertile. Something will grow out of it. Maybe not the same woman is gonna grow it, because the feminine is together. Doesn't have to be my truth, is truth expressing, and it will go where it needs to go. It's not my responsibility to control it, also is to set it free. Forget what you look like, woman, but start to pay attention. How do you feel like? What does it feel like to be home? Finally home in your body, in this body that quivers and bubbles and vibrates, instead of going to the beauty center. So I'm starting a cohort with women this Thursday evening. Please join me. Sexual Awakening for Women. We're going to spend a year in these little micro practices of the body that aligns with truth. But if you can't do this with me, it doesn't matter. Find some other women. Gather with women. Sing with women. Massage each other. Find each other. And start to educate your community. Let the Sexual Awakening for Women be the new culture that supports life and intuitively would say no to any fucking nonsense. Someone was writing me, she's scared about the pregnancy is going to affect my looks. Oh, my darling. It's not stupid. You're also a child of a broken society. So think how a pregnancy will affect the fire within. Make this pregnancy your wand of light into the world. You have to choose. And, pregnant women are beautiful. Don't we say this? When a woman is pregnant, she becomes beautiful because she becomes plump. Finally, plump women are allowed. So many women tell me, at least when I'm pregnant, I allow myself to have a belly. This is the patterns we have to break. So many men, and I talk with a lot of men, when I ask them, what do you really like about a woman? Very few of them tell me tits and ass and a flat belly. In fact, not one single man ever told me a flat belly. The majority of men tell me I like her essence, her energy. In bed is not technique, is her capacity to feel her pleasure. It's what turns them on the most. And what do? Instead, we get out of ourselves and we go to the beauty salon and we're losing our essence. So for me, I stopped looking at myself in the mirror a lot, and I relate so much more in how I feel beauty from the inside. Do I feel beautiful? Then it's good, I'm beautiful. Off I go. I go to the shop, to the restaurant, in whichever way I feel good about myself. Doesn't matter what I look like. I don't need to have that comparison, and the biggest judge are women towards themselves. We are hurting humanity. Every time a woman judges herself, it's a crime against humanity. It's like this bomb in Palestine is the same. We're killing our body, and then there is no wisdom left onto the planet. So shift it inside and choose love and say to yourself, how can I love myself more? So do you want to have a child because you are in love? Maybe you don't really want to have a child and you use the appearance as an excuse. So sexual awakening would be to be really honest and say, I know it would be good, all the image here, the happy family with another child and a dog, but inside I have a no. My body has a no, and I can't justify it. It's a simple no. And I have the capacity to live it and trust my body that is saying no, and don't have to use any excuses. Wow, thank you for listening. Felt like a big emptying. This truth has been sitting in my body for a long time. So I've said it, and there is so much more to say. So I'll see you here again and take your sexual awakening really, really serious. There is no more time to fuck about. We've done the fucking. Look what's happening. Everybody's fucking around, and we're fucking the planet and ourselves badly. How about we learn to make love as a political choice for humanity on the planet?